Welcome to Intelligence Agent. We've been expecting you. Since you're the new agent, we've set up a training simulation for you to try out. It's called a premiere. This new feature allows us to monitor your progress in real time. We decided to test this feature for our upcoming 8th mission. And luckily, we found a test subject for our testing before we rolled out the features. Your target is Lovely the Great. We've received reports that Lovely is trying to start a war between the Shadow Sector and the J4K Sector, between Loyalty and Betrayal's livestream regarding Miss Tawana, and us reviewing a story regarding Tawana's feud with BAMS. Lovely conveniently decided to insert herself in our operations. Lovely hasn't had a clue how our sector operates. She's going to find out immediately. Your mission is to send a message to Lovely. We will not tolerate any instigating in our front door, and she will be debunked accordingly. The promise the director made has been rescinded per the director. You're authorized to use any methods necessary to get the message across. This may cause a clash between the director and Lovely, but we need to let the public know that Lovely inserted herself in our operations. The J4K sector isn't in any form under attack, and the director has every right to go back on his word because of her actions. Dismissed, and may your pen guide you to the truth.
Welcome back, my name is Shadow, and I have an issue that needs to be addressed. Don't worry, the upcoming episode is on schedule. We just need to make a pit stop. We have an unruly student that needs a lecture on thinking before speaking. Lovely the Great. We meet again. This is the 3rd time you got called to the principal's office. You got one of my mentors going live. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with anyone messing with the people I support. For no reason. Criticism is one thing. But lying? Yeah, I got a problem with that, and that's why my content changed. People like you are the reason why people like me exists. First off, I'm going to make an official apology to Risa for flying off the handle last year. Why apologize? Because while I noticed Loyalty and Betrayal went live last night, I noticed Loyalty went to bat for me. You talked a lot of smack for someone who doesn't watch my content. I've decided to make a quick run to my old video regarding my scuffle with Risa. Then I went to the email where the troll mentioned me and BAMS. Now I understand where this troll is coming from. You were talking a lot of smack after the last video involving you attacking a troll making changes, and count your blessings that she no longer has an interest in the drama. See, I don't watch content from the bad guys, so I wouldn't know, unless it's too serious. Now that I've admitted my mistake, let's talk about why we're here. I might as well change my name to the principal, because it's becoming a chore educating a bunch of fully grown adults who should know what common sense is. Now your claim is that these stories for the past 8 seasons are considered stolen content. So you've been sampling the product and haven't had a clue on where the source of the recipe comes from, and decided to be bold and gave Miss Tawana, your supporters, and the J4K a sample. Did you know you can get into serious trouble for serving food without a food vendor's license? I might as well bring out a box of crayons, since you types have no idea what you're on about. This is not for the smart folks from the J4K. This is for the folks who need crayons to understand what the hell I'm about to say. You know, the ones the late Miss Deb warned me about. The same ones that she wanted my help in dealing with them. Unfortunately, I'll never know what she wants my help on. Storyteller. What is a storyteller? A storyteller is someone who tells stories. Half of us are storytellers. We tell stories of our lives, our experiences, that kind of thing. Every live stream is a story on what is going on in the world or at our hometowns. Storytelling can be fact or fiction, and in the case of you, Lovely, most of your stories are fictional.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally made up. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer. Not this time. It never happened.
You know, the part of Kanika being turned into a water bottle. Yeah, comic relief of 2017 right there. Oh, I forgot the crayons. Shadow storyteller. Who is he? A former transit buff. turned storyteller. In other words, lovely. It's not stolen, especially my old works.
He's only got 629 videos. A lot of those is on his own hobby, what he does, what he likes, the buses and all that stuff. But if you watched his content, then you've seen that he makes content on, about me, which means you had to know that me and him were cool with each other. Unless your IQ is a lot lower than what I thought it was. I've missed a lot of these. That I ain't got notifications on a lot of this shit. Wow. You can see which one's in the red that I have watched, though. You see here, part one, part two. Even this one right here is because of me. He's making one about Finch's News. This one here. Part 3, Session 5. 4.5. You can't say you didn't know. Even Tiffany, he made them about Tiffany too. That one up there, right there. That one right there. Which is why the whole, my future ex-baby daddy making fun. Because I felt like he did such a great job on telling the story that he didn't know all the history on. But it was just people that were coming and attacking me for no fucking reason. All these are going to be his trains and buses. So, again, you really should do your research before you speak on topics that you don't know shit about.
It should be,
You can take that to your pressure washer and shove it in your abandoned factory. Or what most folks would call it, Arby's Cougar Coochie. The stories from these 7 seasons so far aren't stolen. It's called fair use. For me to steal another person's content, I would have to play the entire content from start to finish without saying anything or editing, or in this case, using AI. Okay, in crayons, I'm going to use Joshua the Transit Prodigy as an example. Joshua travels, let's say he traveled to Boston and did some content about the tea. Now he worked his ass off traveling 4 hours and did his work, comes home and edit his videos. And here I come along and used his hard-earned content as my own. That's stolen content. I should not have to explain common sense to people whose age is getting close to the speed limit. Ran out of crayons? Here's another box, had these videos been stolen as you claim it was. Random News, Loyalty and Betrayal, UP, and the others would have taken me to their office and get an earful. Okay, I'll provide another example. Big words are so difficult to comprehend. Loyalty and Betrayal provides receipts, whether it's a FORA document, surveillance videos, or court transcripts. And these documents aren't something you can use Google to obtain. It costs money, lots of money. So whenever Loyalty gets pissed off when a big-time content creator decides to steal her paperwork, she has every right to cuss up a storm. See how stolen content works? Now, in some cases, credit is given, sometimes without announcements. It creates traffic with new subscribers. That's how channels grow. Everyone wins. Now to the coffee and Newports part of this lecture. With crayons, of course. Crayons are cheaper, and a bouncing ball between texts is expensive. And I haven't started taking up animation yet. Why is Lovely decided to insert herself into something that's only going to be one story? Tawana is a big girl. She can go to her own channel and can say what she wants to say. You fed Tawana, your supporters, and the J4K an unfinished and unappetizing amount of potato salad with raisins. That story isn't scheduled to post until the first week of April, you see. You've only read the back of a game cover, but didn't bother to read the instruction manual. You seem to be triggered by the name of the new season. Tawana is not the main person we're going to be dealing with. There are others. That was something called a teaser. Also, I was testing out my AI voice. It was never a full story. because it wasn't finished yet. So basically, you've wasted everyone's time. Not having integrity is bad for business. That's why lately I admitted my mistakes in public. Sounds like to me you're only doing this to get attention. Why wait till now to make a fuss? I promised I wasn't going to do any commentary regarding you, and respected your wishes. But since you've inserted yourself in the beef between Tawana and Loyalty, and tried to get the J4K involved in something due to the lack of knowledge, I had to make a decision: let it go, or break the promise. Since you spent 48 minutes wasting everyone's time, got Loyalty messing up her night, I'm sure she had other work to go through, and stupidity assumed my new season was going to be about Tawana, and only Tawana. This will be the result of my response. Yeah, since you did all that, you'll be replacing Tawana. You wanted to be the main attraction. Now you got it. Now Tawana doesn't have to worry about me telling more stories about her after the upcoming story. Anything Tawana said on your panel, you're going to be the one that said it. It's called integrity. This pointless attack was on your channel. The J4K sector isn't under attack. You tried to get them involved in something they had nothing to do with it, particularly the good guys over there. Next time you decide to insert yourself in something, try to do research before coming after someone and not get innocent members involved. If you wanted a bedtime story, you could have done what Sakina did. Ask. Asking is free. I ain't doing this for the money, and I don't even ask for donations. Now I know you'll be going live screaming how an AI was talking smack about you, and how the big bad Loyalty and betrayal hurt you. But at the end of the day, I really don't care. Emotions doesn't pay the bills. This was on your watch, not Tawana's, not Loyalty's, and not me. You're responsible for the creation of that thumbnail and your actions. Now you go along and play with your tugboat while finding excuses on why you're avoiding BAMs after attempting to make Miss Deb's death about her. This is Shadow signing off, and if you see something, write something.
Training complete. Nice work, Agent. Let this be a cautionary tale for those who insert themselves into a conflict without doing research. The director literally promised that he was going to stay away from Lovely the Great, and for almost 7 months he kept his word. This is a case of looking for attention. Almost starting a full-scale beef between two sectors is not the way to get attention. Apparently, she didn't learn her lesson the last time Lovely pulled a stunt like that. Hopefully, the J4K isn't interested in Lovely's latest fairy tales, and are only there to watch a train wreck, for they know Loyalty and betrayal will demolish her in seconds, and they know the director is going to surgically deal with Lovely in a manner that it's going to look like a Looney Tunes cartoon. She will face her sentencing soon. For now, report back to your department, Agent. Good work. Thank you for visiting Shadow Storyteller. If you like what you saw, hit the like, subscribe, and bell to stay up to date. Until next time.